A protest sign is powerful for a day, but a poem can echo for a century. When laws are unjust and the status quo is unbearable, poetry becomes a form of resistance. It's not about complaining, it's about weaponizing language. A dry statistic on poverty is easily forgotten. A poem describing the physical hunger of a child is not. This art of disruption has a deep history. During World War I, poets like Wilfred Owen wrote about froth-corrupted lungs from gas attacks, using vivid realism to expose the old lie that war is glorious. He'd even use beautiful traditional rhymes to describe horrific deaths. This irony, the clash between pretty form and ugly truth, forces you to see the hypocrisy. The civil rights movement harnessed another tool, the collective refrain. When Maya Angelou writes, "I rise," the word I feels like we. This inclusive language transforms a personal struggle into an unstoppable shared movement. It's an act of reclaiming history, telling the stories missing from official textbooks. Sometimes the poem speaks directly to you. When a poet says, "You who walk in the sun while we shiver," they are breaking the fourth wall. This direct address isn't an invocation, it's a confrontation. It forces the reader out of passive observation and into moral discomfort. You become a character in the drama, and you have to choose a side. Today, eco-poets personify the earth to make its destruction feel like a murder, using urgent staccato lines because time is running out. Protest poetry isn't always polite. It can be raw, using slang or harsh words, because the message is more important than the medium. It bridges the heart and the street, giving injustice a voice that is impossible to forget.